Добро утро. Отново на всички, които се присъединяват в момента. След малко ще започнем презентацията на университета. Ще дадем още една минутка, за да могат всички желаящи да се включат. И ще започнем след малко с Ракеле. Отново моите колежки Катя и Евелина ще следят за вашите въпроси и ще ги зададат на края на презентацията. Ракеле ще започне отначало с едно видео, интересно, и след това ще направи своята презентация. Ще ви помоля да задавате всички ваши въпроси в чат секцията тук, за да може моите колежки да ги следят по-лесно и да ги зададат след това на Ракеле. Искам да обърна внимание, че Ракеле е една от участничките, които дават възможност за среща one-on-one meeting. Нейният календар след малко ще бъде постнат тук в чат-бокса и ако желаете, можете за утре да си запазите индивидуална среща с нея. Ракеле, can you place your calendar? Oh, thank you very much. It's already in the chat box. So the students can book a meeting if they wish. Още веднъж, ако желаете индивидуална среща, дори и след, като чуете презентацията, ако кликнете на този линк, ще можете да си запазите среща с Ракеле. Well, Raquel, I think you can start your presentation. We have a decent number of participants already.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm happy to see you and to see that so many students are connected. I believe that Tinka has my video, so she's going to play it for me right now, and I'll catch you after. Okay, so hi again. My name is Raquel, and I am working at the Outreach and Recruitment Unit of the Kaposki University of Venice. It's three of us, me and my two colleagues, Roberta and Christina, and we are taking care of prospective students that wish to come to Italy and enroll at Kaposki. So I'm now going to share my screen with you, and we'll talk a little bit about Foscari together. Okay, excellent. Okay, so welcome to Venice and welcome to Foscari University, even though you're in Bulgaria, but we hope to see you soon in town. This is the one that you can see in the picture. He's the main building of our university. This is an ancient palace on the Grand Canal. And then it's from the name of the palace that actually Foscari takes its name. This once belonged to a very powerful and noble family in Venice. And yeah, the university takes the name because this is where we are based. We were first established as Italy's first international business school back in 1868. And then we transformed into a university, and we are teaching and researching in lots of more areas right now. We are a mid-sized university in Italy, and we currently count around 23,000 students, out of which 1,300 are from abroad. We have 500 faculty members and 100 visiting professors a year. As you can see, we host lots of researchers, more than 1,000, and we are very proud to say that we have more than 40 Marie Curie fellows. For those of you who are not familiar with that, the Marie Curie Fellowship is the most prestigious at the European level, the most prestigious research fellowship. And we are second in Europe after Cambridge for the number of Marie Curie researchers that we host. Plus, we have more than 85,000 graduates in more than 80 countries. These can already give you a sense of our international dimension, but I will talk to you about that later. So as I said, we are based in Venice, but the university has different campuses, both in Venice and in nearby cities. Here you can see the Economics and Management campus, which is based in Venice. Then we have the Scientific campus in Mestre. Our Challenge School, which is in charge of professional master's degrees in Porto Marghera. We have a couple of courses in the campus of Treviso, notably Global Development and Entrepreneurship, which is a master's degree of the Economics department. And then we have the Digital Management program in Roncade. Don't worry about commuting eventually from Venice to Mestre or Roncade or Treviso, because everything is pretty much close, and it's going to take you like at best 40 minutes by public transport. So yeah, everything is pretty close. As announced at the beginning, we are a public university and we are a research-based university, so no applied sciences. This is our main research fields. As you can see, we teach and we research in many different fields, spanning from cultural heritage and production to economics and management, of course, sustainability, environment and marine sciences, history and anthropology. And the beauty of the teaching at Foscari is that it's very interdisciplinary in character. And this variety of research fields actually reflects into each and every degree program, both at the bachelor's and at the master's level. Leaving alone the fact that lots of professors still do carry out active research in their respective fields. So you have the chance to actually talk with real researchers that continue researching even now in their respective fields. And this is quite cool and enriching. Okay. I'm gonna skip this part for a second, and I'm going to go through to our rankings. So these are the QS World University rankings by subject for 2020. As you can see, Foscari performs pretty well, and we are ranked among the top 100 universities in the world for moral languages, top 150 for history, top 200 for linguistics and geography, and top 250 for accounting and finance, economics, and econometrics. And as you can see, we are also ranked for a number of other subjects that we teach. At the moment, we offer a number of bachelor's degree programs, master's degrees, professional master's programs, and PhDs. We offer a high number of programs, but of course, only a part of that is entirely taught in English. At the moment, we have 4 bachelor's degrees completely taught in English, 16 master's degrees, and 7 PhDs. We're gonna have a new bachelor's degree starting from September 2021. And it's going to be about tourism management and hospitality. So for those of you who might be interested in this field, keep your heads up, because we are going to officially announce the program and the content of the program, the structure, very, very soon. Okay, so this is how the university is organized. We teach in 4 main study areas, which are the economics, foreign languages, the humanities, and the sciences. And we have a couple of departments for each of these areas. These are our English taught bachelor's degree programs. We have business administration, digital management, economics and business, and philosophy, international and economic studies. All of these programs have an admission test, which is going to be carried out online. For all of these 4 programs, we will announce the calls for applications to participate to the entry test in the second half of March. And we are going to carry out 2 selections, one in spring and one in the summer. The one in spring is going to probably be in April, and the summer one is going to be in August. If you have any questions about the test, you can write them down in the chat, and we'll talk about it later. As far as English taught master's programs are concerned, as I told you, we have more, and also in other fields. Economics and management, of course, is one of the main fields that we take care of. And we have economics and finance management, but also other new also and interdisciplinary programs such as global development and entrepreneurship, data analytics for business and society, and also economics and management of arts and cultural activities, which was previously taught only in Italian, but since a couple of years, we also have a track which is completely taught in English. We have a course in digital and public humanities, and of course, a whole area dedicated to international studies and globalization, as seen from multiple points of view. So from the political point of view with comparative international relations, but also from the point of view of languages and humanities. Plus, all the sciences at Foscari, almost all the master's degree programs in the sciences are taught in English. So you have computer science, you have environmental sciences, and science and technology of bio and nanomaterials, and conservation science and technology for cultural heritage. Of course, in case you are interested to study a program which is entirely taught in Italian, it is possible to do so. Tuition fees stay the same, so you don't have to pay more to study in Italian or less for that matters. And you can find a whole list of our degree programs on our website. You know that as you are European Union citizens, it is possible for you to enroll in an Italian taught program without presenting the normally requested B2 level Italian language certification. So of course, I recommend you to, you know, to know Italian before enrolling in a program which is entirely taught in that language, but you don't have to provide us with any certification. Okay, this is like a brief overview of all our programs. Where you can see the green lock, it means that there is an admission test. And where you can see the double cap, it means that double degrees are available. Okay. This is my actually favorite part about the university, and it's our international dimension. As you just saw, we have more than 20 degree programs, bachelor's and master's degrees that are completely taught in English. We offer to our students the possibility to enroll in more than 26 joint and double degrees. For those of you who don't know what this is, basically a joint or double degree is a degree program established in partnership with a foreign university. And the principle is that you study a little bit at Foscari and a little bit in the other partner university, and then you are awarded either a single final diploma in case of joint degrees, or two different diplomas in case of double degrees, issued and signed by both Foscari and the other university. And this, of course, is beneficial to your personal experience. It enriches your CV. And in the end, you have an Italian diploma and also a foreign diploma. We have partner universities in more than 125 partner countries. And we offer different exchange programs possibilities to our students. And we encourage each of you to go and study abroad at least for a semester while still studying with us. As a proof of that, we have more than 1,500 outgoing students each year that study abroad for at least 6 months. And we also receive more than 1,300 incoming international students. This is a map of the world, and it basically wants to represent the span of our international relationships. So we have, as you can see, more than 700 partner universities all over the continent. Let's say that we have a little bit less in Africa, but we are working on that. Most of our partners are located in the European Union because, of course, we participate to the Erasmus Plus program, but we also have lots of destinations overseas, so in other continents. And you can choose if you want to spend, let's say, 1 year in the United States, or 6 months in South America, or in China, or even in Australia. We also have other international opportunities for those of you who prefer to stay in Venice, maybe because you fell in love with the city and you don't want to stay anywhere else. So we have the Kaposki International College. This is an opportunity that I gladly advertise to all the high achieving students out there. The college belongs to Foscari, and it's an honors college. You are supposed to basically pass the admission procedure to enter a bachelor's or master's degree program at Foscari. And once you have your offer letter, you can also participate to the selection to enter to the international college. The college basically pairs one of our degree programs with additional interdisciplinary courses and activities carried out at the college that you will select at the beginning of the year. The cool thing is that the college offers full or partial scholarships. You can also stay at the college, and if you got a full scholarship, for example, you know that the tuition fees covered, the boarding, and also the meals. Then we have the School for International Education, which is dedicated to students from Foscari and from all over the world. In this school, for example, you can take Italian language courses. You, of course, don't need to know Italian to enroll in an English top degree program at Foscari, but you can decide to learn the language once you have arrived in Venice, and this is something I honestly recommend. So you can learn Italian here. We also carry out Italian language courses for Erasmus students, and they also organize prestigious summer schools with Harvard University and Columbia, which are dedicated to Foscari students and either Harvard or Columbia University only. And they also have other summer schools about Italian language, global studies, and energy accounting, for example. Last year, they also had one in architecture and design. So that was very cool. Then we have the Venice International University. This is a network, a consortium of international universities that are based in Venice, actually on the same island where you have the Kaposki International College. They offer many academic and scientific initiatives focusing on mainly economics and new global challenges. So there's a possibility for you to attend lectures and take some exams here at the Venice International University. And they, of course, will be recognized and will be transferred on your transcript of records. Okay, a couple of words about our services now. In particular, I would like to talk about housing, guidance, and career services, and the financial aid office. Of course, you're going to have libraries. We have 7 libraries all around our campuses, and you have cafeterias and cafeterias available to have your meals during the day. Okay. So about housing. Right now we have mainly 3 types of housing for our students. You can either stay in a student residence that can be managed by our regional government, or it can be privately owned, or you can decide to stay in a private apartment. At the moment, we have a total of 1,230 beds. So it's just to assure you that you're definitely going to find a place when you get to Venice. I know that Venice is perceived as being a super expensive city, and one where it's very difficult to find housing, above all if you are looking for housing at affordable prices. But even though I have to admit that if you are tourists in town, you risk to spend quite a nice bunch of money. But this doesn't happen if you are a student. I mean, you are kind of locals and you are offered way better deals. This is our newest residence. It's called Santa Marta Residence. They have around 650 places between single and double rooms. Prices vary, of course. It depends if you wish to stay in a double room or you prefer to stay in a single room. And we are also building another couple of residences. One right next to the Economics and Management campus, and it's going to be the San Giove residence with prices less or more equal to those of Santa Marta. And we are also going to have a new residence near the scientific campus in Mestre. Okay. Now, we even though we are a research university, we care a lot about job placement, of course, after graduation. And we want to prepare you for the job market. This is why at Foscari, you have a compulsory internship, both at the bachelor's and at the master's level. This means that all of you, even before graduating, will get to do an internship. As you can see, Foscari is among the top 500 universities in the world for graduate employability. And as a university, we have more than 10,000 agreements for internships and work placement with lots of companies, embassies, consulates, museum, private and public institutions. So that basically you have a whole database of places where you can carry out your internship, and you just have to pick from the list. You know that also insurance is covered on the or your internship place, and this is because we have a convention with each of these companies, institutions, and associations. What happens if you really want to do your internship in a place that is not on the list? Well, you can do so. You just have to put in contact the university with this, well, let's say company, laboratory, museum, with which we don't have any kind of agreement yet, and we will be ready to sign a convention. So you can also decide to introduce a new internship program in the list. This second part of the slides is actually more dedicated to non-EU students, the one that would need a visa to enter Italy for study purposes. As you are European citizens, of course, you can stay in Italy as much as you wish after your graduation, and you don't have this, in case you wish to work while studying, you don't have this 20 hours a week limitation. So in case you find a job in Venice and wish to work here, of course, you are more than welcome to do so. We have a career service, which is going to help you find the right internship for you, and also to help you find a job after graduation. They do things like CV checks. So they check your CV and cover letters before you send them out. They assist you with your job search, even with mock interviews. And they organize a series of events during the year, in normal times, of course, which we hope to come back to by September 2021. So they organize for you meetings with specific companies where you can talk to recruiters, get comments on your CV, and attend workshops organized by these same companies. And you also have, for example, the career day, where you get to have interviews with lots of companies and multinationals in order to find an internship or a job. Well, life in Venice. Venice is, I have to say, a very particular city. As you might already know, I hope that all of you have been at least once, because it's enchanting. wouldn't have normal streets and cars, but we have canals and boats. So Venice is basically a group of islands right off the coast of the Veneto region, and it takes the form of a fish. And you can pretty much walk everywhere. Venice is not big, and you can basically walk from one side to the other of the city in, let's say, 1 hour and 15 minutes. But still, the history and the beauty of Venice are all condensed in this small space, and you end up getting lost and admiring the beauty of the city at each and every step. And this is, to me, an incomparable opportunity. The city is quite safe, and yet it's very interesting because it's an international environment. So as you know, we have lots of visitors coming from abroad. So we have lots of tourists, and we host each year lots of internationally renowned events, such as the Biennale of Art or the Biennale of Architecture. You have lots of beautiful museums and galleries in town, which attract lots of people from abroad. And the city organized lots of events that are known all over the world, such as the Carnival and the Festival of the Redeemers. So I have to say that even if it's a relatively small town, it gives you a lot of social opportunities. Also, we are in a relatively good position within Europe. So you can, from here, let's say in normal times, you have the chance to visit other European capitals with, you can get to other European capitals with relatively low times and costs. In Italy, there's a very well-developed train network. So you can take the train and travel on a budget and visit our other beautiful Italian art cities. Okay, so what about the costs of your education here at Foscari? In general, let's say the objective, the aim of the university is to make higher education affordable to everybody. So this is why, thanks to the fact that we are a public institution as well, we managed to keep our tuition fees relatively low. So you can see that basically students that pay the most are Italian and European Union students, and non-EU OECD countries, such as, for example, the United States, Australia, Japan. And prices are like around 1,900 euros for a bachelor's degree, with a couple of exceptions, and around 2,100 euros for a master's degree. Developing countries and other non-EU countries pay even less than that, because we take into consideration that these countries are less developed under the economic point of view. We also offer scholarships and financial aid. We have merit-based scholarships and tuition fee waivers for high-achieving international students. We consider high-achieving students all those who have an average grade of more than 7.5 out of 10. I remember that in Bulgaria you have like basics marks, but maybe we can do a conversion later. So we have this 5,000 euro scholarships. These come to you in 2 installments, and the aim is to help you with paying the expenses of the first year of your studies. And then we have 100 renewable tuition fee waivers. A fee waiver is basically the exemption from the payment of the tuition fee. And it's renewable because if you demonstrate that you are studying and that you are taking and passing your exams, you can keep it also for the second and eventually the third year of your studies if you are a bachelor's degree student. Applications for scholarships and tuition fee waivers are done entirely online, and results are made known even before your enrollment. So yeah, I mean, you enroll and you already know that you are going to have merit-based funding for the first year of your studies. Then we also offer income-based funding through funds that are made available by our government. So if you think about it, it's amazing that the Italian government is making available funds at different levels to attract international students to study in Italy. Not many countries offer these opportunities. This income-based funding is dedicated to students who come from a low-income household, and you can obtain an annual scholarship of approximately 5,000 euros and have your annual tuition fee covered. In this case, application is usually made in person, and it's made, let's say, before the end of September. So you are supposed to graduate to file your application for income-based funding. And then results will be made available in mid-December for bachelor's degree students, and in mid-February for master's degree students. And you are supposed to receive the first installment of the scholarship at the end of December if you're bachelor students, or at the end of February if you are master's students. So the point of telling you about these deadlines is that if you intend to apply for the income-based funding, you know that for the first semester, you have to be able to sustain yourself and also have to pay the first and the second installment of the tuition fee. Okay. About living expenses in Venice. I told you before that Venice is perceived as a very expensive city. And this is partly due to the fact that you tend to spend a lot of money if you come here as tourists. But in the end, I usually budget around 700 euros per month for international students. And with those 700 euros, you can pay out pretty much everything. If you then get also a scholarship, you see that that helps you cover the major part of your monthly expenses. Of course, the price of housing varies according to where exactly you wish to stay. You know that it gets a bit expensive to stay in the historic center of Venice, while it's a bit less expensive if you wish to stay in Mestre, which is mainland Venice, or even in Treviso, for example. This is where I live because that is my hometown. And I go to work in Venice every morning, and it takes me like half an hour with the train. Public transit is generally not very expensive, most of all if you are students. The Carta Venezia is the card that you have to buy if you wish to take the water bus, which is called Vaporetto. And you have a monthly pass for 25 euros as students. So you see that it's not expensive at all. And with the food, you can do it with around 50 to 80 euros per week. How to apply? Applications are carried out entirely online on our online platform. You can just Google apply.univet.it and you will end up there. You are supposed to register and to fill in several fields in your application. We are going to ask you about your personal details, previous education, the languages that you speak. You will be required, if you are master's students, to write also a motivation letter. And then we ask you for a couple of documents, such as your passport or your Bulgarian ID, your high school documents, if you apply for a bachelor's degree, or your university documents, if you apply for a master's degree. So typically, your mark sheet and mark sheets and final diploma. Don't worry if you don't have them yet, because you can apply with your most updated transcript of records and a letter of enrollment issued by your school or university. To master students, we also ask a curriculum vitae, so a CV, and you are supposed to prove that you have a B2 level knowledge of English by the moment of your enrollment. So you are supposed to provide us with, I don't know, an IELTS or a TOEFL B2 level. Of course, if you don't have this kind of certificate at the moment of your application, that's not a problem. You can send it later. I mean, the moment of your enrollment is the final deadline for that. Okay, I believe I said pretty much everything. I invite you to check out the Instagram account Student Life in Venice, because this is managed by our actual international students. So you can also write in with any questions you might have. And please write us at prospective.students@univet.it in case you have any further question. As Dimitar said before, I still have available slots for the one-on-one meetings for tomorrow. So if you, if you somehow were intrigued by today's presentation, I would be glad to talk to you. And so you have my Calendly link in the chat. And now I believe I'm ready to answer your questions, if any, received during the presentation.
Yeah, there are a few questions.
Okay.
Okay. The one that you already answered, the first one from Stefania, is about more information on campus, dorms, and accommodation.
Okay.
Totally described it.
Okay.
And then Laura is asking if students can participate in the Erasmus Plus programs if they're doing a master's degree.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only to the Erasmus Plus program, we have also the overseas program. I mean, you don't necessarily have to stay in Europe if you don't want to. You can go to the United States, you can go to Asia, to Australia. So you have lots of different, opportunities to choose. So it's not only the Erasmus program.
Okay. Nia is asking if SAT is required for any and which programs, obviously for a bachelor.
Yeah, so SAT is not specifically required for any program, but if you have an SAT and you are applying for the bachelor's degree, business administration, economics and business, or digital management, having an SAT with a minimum score of 955, so 955, can spare you from taking the entry test. So you will still have to register for the selection procedure to participate, to be basically to appear in the final ranking. But you will be evaluated on the basis of your SAT score and not on the basis of the result of the admission test. So you know that SAT again is not required, but if you have it and the score is equal to or higher than 955, then you can use it to be admitted to the program without taking the entry test.
Yeah, the SAT substitutes the other exam, the TOLC exam.
Yeah.
Annie is asking if you can tell something more about the major of luxury, client advisor, and retail excellence in collaboration with IME.
But that, I believe that is a professional master's program. And it existed up until a couple of, like at least until last year. But I believe that right now the academic offer of the Challenge School has yet to be updated for the 21-22 academic year. So at the moment, I'm not able to answer to this question, but still I can give you the contact of the Challenge School. And if you wish, you can write them directly and inquire about the master's degree programs that they're going to have next year, even though, I mean, the official academic offer is not out yet.
Okay, for the moment, no other questions.
Okay.
So we're waiting for the exams to be published, like the second half of March.
Exactly. We will publish the calls for applications, at least for the bachelor's degrees, because as I told you, we're going to have both a spring and a summer selection. So yeah, in the second half of March, we're definitely going to see the calls for applications out. And again, I believe the spring selection is going to be in April. And the summer selection is going to be in August. For those of you who plan to participate to the spring selection and did not apply yet, I recommend you to, to do so, let's say, in the first 2 weeks of March, because we must have the time to go through your applications on apply.unive.at and then send you the invitation to take the admission test. So yeah, I take the opportunity for those of you who might be interested to copy paste here in the chat this very interesting link. You have a map with all our outgoing destinations. So if you wish to do the Erasmus program or the overseas program, here you have a map where you basically can see where you can go. I see there's another question. Can you tell us something more about the scholarships, about what can be covered, and most for the candidates who can't really afford studying abroad? Okay, so with the university funded scholarship, which is the merit scholarship, you know that you're gonna have 5,000 euros for the first year of your studies. This 5,000 euros are going to cover at least a major part of your expenses. So you know that at least housing and bills, for example, can be covered, and then on you only have, for example, the food and eventually the books and the public transport. Plus, if you apply for the tuition fee waiver together with the scholarship, then you are also exempted from paying the annual tuition fees. I have also to say that for students who can't really afford studying abroad, as I told you, you also have it's called the Scholarship for Students Financial Aid, which is known as the Regional Scholarship. And that's made exactly for students coming from low-income households. So you can consider applying for that one. You know that with that scholarship, even though I understand, as I told you before, for the first semester, you have to think that you will have to sustain yourself because results are going to come at best by like in mid-December. But with that scholarship, you get, again, your tuition fee waived. You receive a scholarship which is of about 5,000 euros, and you also have a free meal at the university canteen. And I mean, all this is supposed to, again, cover the major part of your expenses abroad. You're welcome. When I took my Cambridge certificate 3 years ago, will it be accepted if I apply this year? By Cambridge certificate, you mean like an English language certification? Yes, because we don't look at expiration dates of the language certificate. So for example, if your, yes, Cambridge expired or IELTS expired, don't worry about that. You can upload that and we will consider it as a, yeah, a B2 level certificate valid for university enrollment, definitely.
Perfect. So we're waiting for any other questions that you guys might have. Or you could speak to Raquel in person tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. I take this opportunity to post another link that might be interesting for you. And if you don't want to chat with me tomorrow, you can chat with an international student. Okay, we made available this service to all prospective students wishing to know more from our actual international students about life in Venice and at Kaposki. So you can book a 20 minutes chat with, again, one of our international students and listen directly from them what it's like to live in Venice. And is it expensive? Is it not expensive? Will I drown when there's the high tide? Or is a pair of boots enough to spare me from the water? Or these kind of questions.
Did you post the link?
Yes, I did. I did.
Oh, why can I not see it? Maybe you could repost it to all panelists and attendees because
okay. There
maybe
you go.
it's sent in a private mode. Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, so I might repost again the one
with
the destination.
Exactly.
There you go. If you want to know more about our university services, I invite you to tune in this afternoon on Zoom. We are, today is going to be the last day of our international open days for prospective international students. I don't know if some of you have had the opportunity to attend in the previous day, because this is something that we have been conducting since Monday. And we made a series of presentations for all our English law degree programs, both at the bachelor's and at the master's level. Today is the day dedicated to university services. And we'll also talk about scholarship and funding opportunities. So you might wish to register and tune in to see what the university can offer you under that respect.
Anastasia has a question in Bulgarian. Is the spring selection, does it include program in English or only those in Italian?
No, it's for also it's for philosophy, international and economic studies, business administration, economics and business, and digital management. Also for the tracks that are entirely taught in English. So you can definitely take part to the spring selection.
Just putting the link to search for programs where you could find your program and see on the right the application rounds. We're waiting for the third admission call to open.
Yeah, it's going to open on the 1st of March, the day after tomorrow.
But basically you could apply for all programs that you see available and as long as the application call is opened, of course, for application.
Yes, of course. Non-EU students can apply for limited admission programs until the end of June. So you know that you have time up until the end of June to apply for example, the bachelor's degree programs taught in English or master's degrees such as digital management, management, or what else is a Skype call? So yeah.
Yeah, but this is for non-EU students. Well,
no, this is for EU students because because you have a deadline to apply for a limited admission program even if you are an EU student. Then if you wish to apply for an unlimited admission program, which is not requiring any admission test, you can also apply in September. So yeah, that's not a problem. But if you need to do an admission test, then the final deadline is the end of June.
So, yeah, we're announcing the next presentation, which is about to start in 3 minutes. So, any last chance for questions here you could ask? Or you could, again, schedule an individual meeting for tomorrow with Raquel. Okay, so I think no more questions.
Okay. Thank you very much for being here. And again, I invite you to book a slot with me tomorrow if you wish. I'll be very happy to talk to you. In any case, we hope to receive your application soon and most of all to see you in Venice this September.
And we're waiting for you in Skylines. Yeah.
Thank you, Skylines team.
Thank you, Raquel. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, Raquel.